Today we take a look at something new from Fractal Design. This will be Fractal Design Define 7 compact case, which means that they shorten, lowered and basically shrink the standard Define 7 case. Now, as you can see right here, we have already a build and everything nicely placed, but we're going to go into details with some specifications, of course. Let's start with the box content. As you can see right here, you have the accessory box, which comes in a much bigger accessory box, and you would be surprised what's inside. Taking into consideration everything that we did so far with Fractal Design, I'm not surprised that right here you will have an additional top part of the case. So basically, when opening it, you receive a top part of the case, the top panel, which is fully open for better airflow. Now right here, since I already built the case, right here I have the closed up panel, which has the dampening pad on the bottom side, and on the top, well, basically in the accessory box you receive the standard breathable, let's put it breathable, top panel of the case. If you decide to go with additional ventilation or something similar to that. Inside you also get the smaller accessory box, which has all the screws necessary for motherboard mounting, SSD mounting, additional motherboard standoff, cable ties, zip ties, and additional 3.5 hard drive screws. In the case, in the power supply shroud, you can place two 3.5-inch hard drives, and at the back side of the case you can place two 2.5-inch SSDs. Now, immediately when we go at the back side, you can see that the power supply shroud has just enough space, and using the Ion Plus 660p you can manage the cables quite nicely, just because the cables are really flexible. So do take that into consideration when building, that the flexibility of the cables does help a lot building this case. Talking about the side panels, they changed the complete design of opening the front tempered glass and the back side panel as well. So you just pull the lever and the glass and the side metal plate just pops out, as you can see. So the key features of this case are, you do have a nice compact case with spacious interior, I won't lie about that. So you can place ATX, MATX and MITX motherboards. Now when it comes to clearance, the GPU clearance is up to 360 millimeters if you go with a 240 radiator on top. And you can't place a 280 millimeter radiator at top, just because you will be most likely touching the I/O cover of the motherboard. So that might make a problem for you, because I tested it with the Celsius Plus and it doesn't fit. So 240 for sure, or you can place two 140 millimeter fans. But if you decide to place a radiator on front and go with a 360 radiator or 280 radiator, graphic card can go up to 305 millimeters. In my situation, I placed the GTX 1080 Ti Strix model, and it fits just perfectly. You even have a 1.5 centimeter room from the front radiator and the fans, which have enough space still to get a great intake. Now I removed the original fans. As you can see, you have here 120 millimeter fan, which goes at the back, and that's the only size that fits at the back. And you get one 140 millimeter fan on the front side. So guys, you can place two 140 at front fans, and you can place three 120 millimeter fans on front. As I already mentioned, top cover can be removed to swap in the included ventilation top for additional cooling options. If you go for 240 radiator on top, that is a good idea to do. So the new chassis design opens up to fully expose the case interior, totally undistracted building possibilities, because you can see right here I don't have any issues with the top side and top brackets and top panel, adjusting the cables, screwing in the motherboard and stuff like that. I mean, better cable routing, and it's much easier to do. Brushed aluminum front panel with embossed logo accent is a really nice touch to the case, and really does make it all stand out quite nicely. 7 fan mounts with two pre-installed Fractal Design Dynamic X2 fans, as I already shown you. 5 front USB ports, including one USB 3.1 generation 2 Type C. Everything is toolless, so you don't need a screwdriver or anything else unless they're really tight and really hard inside the threads, so you do need a screwdriver just to untie them for the first time, and after that it's quite easy to remove, swap, change, or do whatever you wish. I would say a really nice case when it comes to possibilities of accessing everything, which is quite nice. As you can see, I transferred my build in the Define 7 Compact, and using Celsius Plus S28 Prisma, added one more at the back 120mm Prisma fan just to get a certain look. And well, basically I wanted to compare it to, even though the H700 from NZXT is quite larger case, I wanted to compare temperatures in game. So gaming couple of hours to see if a huge graphic card that is basically almost centimeter and a half close to the front radiator will make any difference, because in the H700 it really has loads of space. This is a compact case, a really elegant design as always from Fractal. So let's go and see what happens in PUBG. NZXT H700 has 60 Celsius degrees when playing, and that's concerning the CPU. I was using a 360 radiator over there, also placed on front, and the GPU was going above 60-65. Now when I played PUBG on the same configuration but with 280 radiator and basically a smaller case, the temperature on processor was going around 50-55 and the GPU stopped at 60. So there is a difference, and I think the top ventilation does help a lot to dissipate, well, basically not to dissipate, to take the hot air from the inside and just push it out. The graphic card gets enough cold air from the front fans that actually push the air through the radiator. So usually you would think, okay, so hot water goes into the radiator, cools down through the fans, cooling it, and then the same air goes to the graphic card. Actually, it didn't make any difference, even though I did use two different cases. So yeah, the only issue that I had was the USB 3.0 that kind of does make a bit of a fuss and a bit of a problem connecting it, but all in all a really outstanding case. Everything is easy, just toolless design with loads of accessibility from every side, meaning the front side can be removed, front panel can be removed quite nicely and easily, tempered glass, the back side panel, the top panel, removing the brackets to get more access to your motherboard, rerouting the cables, and of course the bottom part for the power supply shroud where you could manage your cables. There's a possibility to place a bottom radiator 120mm, but then you have to remove the hard drive cage, while on Define C there isn't a possibility to do that at all. Additionally to everything, the top side, also the top I/O panel also has two USBs 2.0 and two USBs 3.0 with USB Type-C, and two audio jacks, one for microphone and one for your headset. You have a power button and you have the reset button. All in all, a really outstanding case with a slick and elegant design. The top part, the top panel is removable, replaceable, and the front panel is quite nice with the brushed aluminium, giving a nice accent to the whole design and getting the whole elegant look of the case with a nice interior, spacious yet compact. And I would definitely recommend something if you're not aiming for their huge cases like Define 7 or Vector RS or Mesh 5S2 or something like that. This case is just enough for a standard AIO combination with all fans. So guys, yeah, I mean, this is really cool. I'll give this case an approved badge just because it's elegant, it's spacious, it has loads of possibilities for you guys to get access on the motherboard and everything I already mentioned. So yeah, definitely a PC Crazy approved badge for the Fractal Design Define 7 compact case. Thank you for watching. Check the links below for more details and of course for the price. And don't forget to click that thumbs up button, subscribe if you still didn't, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.